Football is the greatest drama on earth. It has the emotional pull that keeps the world coming back season after season.
This year we've added what we call correct contacts, and this is, looking at last year we did a lot of work around the ball physics when you shot. So, effectively ball physics whilst in the air, we got much more realistic effects around the ball, mathematically doing it in a more realistic manner. And now we've looked at it on the ground. So the ball's spinning as you pass, as passes are made. Previously, we actually didn't maintain the momentum and the spin of the ball. As the ball was touched, we kind of zero it, and then it would, we'd impart new spin, if you like. What this now does is create incredible level of fluidity. One, it looks really nice, and it makes the synergy between players' feet and the ball feel incredibly realistic and very fluid, but it's also really helping around passing as well. We've been working for a while on some new rendering technology that really, we believe has a dramatic effect on the visual quality of the game.
Stadiums will now include animated LED boards, corner flags will now move, and goal frames will rattle if a shot smashes off the bar or lift off the ground if a striker rifles one into the back of the net. Incredible visuals is only one part of the FIFA 15 story.
And we wanted to bring a new level of emotion into the game. We had some reactions, but we felt that we could do more, help you as a player to really feel that emotional connection, to the team that you're playing with. Ultimately, football is one of the most emotive sports there is. We're actually tracking the emotional state of all 22 players this year, also how their attitudes to other players. You'll see reactions that you wouldn't have seen before, reactions to tackles, reactions to a teammate with a goal-saving tackle, or reactions to goals. For us, it's about giving that believability, making the teams feel like this is an important game. That heightens your level of excitement, anticipation, emotion, if you like. That creates that emotional connection that you have with your team. There's going to be more meaningless games if you're in a mid-table, end of season. It should feel different. The players do react a bit differently. The intensity is just not there. We felt that was something we could really add, but we didn't really want it to detract or dynamically change gameplay significantly.
This is our stage, our theatre. I was born into it, others were adopted, but we're all connected.
Even defensively, the responsiveness, if you like, is at time, previously that you'd go in for a tackle, the ball would come loose, and we wouldn't always get the ball, so it felt like you couldn't get to it, which had a lack of responsiveness as well. So we've reworked that. We have possession tackles. You're more likely now, a much more realistic way to win the ball back. And then finally, obviously, with the AI, creating a system where players are now have short, medium, long-term objectives. Previously, only made decisions on a frame-by-frame basis. Now, with more processing power, they now know the context of the game, whether they're winning, whether they're losing, and we have objectives based on that will change the way they play. So it really feels like you're playing much more of a human AI than ever before. Adding unpredictability is not something we really do now, in the fact that, we're able to create systems that are mimicking reality. When you do that, you get emergent behaviour, you don't get sort of random behaviour, and that's the important difference. Is what we're seeing now is emergent behaviour from the ball, but in a realistic manner. So I think, whilst you're playing the game, it's like, oh yeah, no, I understand that. I understand why that happened. The ball was coming in like that. That's a difficult thing to do. The ball's slightly behind me. It's a harder shot to make. The ball's coming in this way, and I've got to go kind of that way. It's a harder skill to do. So again, I think the game feels very natural, and we're not putting in sort of random elements. It's emergent behaviours. The main features, I think, is talking about feeling the game, and that comes through the emotion, really feeling the atmosphere, feeling the emotional intensity, making an emotional connection as a player to all players on the pitch. Feeling the game as well is this new level of fluidity in our game, coming through the responsiveness that we're creating through added agility around locomotion, the fluidity that's coming from the new contacts, the new ball physics, and finally the feeling that the possession tackles you a more realistic chance of winning the ball, whereas previously the ball would come out and you lost that feeling of responsiveness at times. So those are kind of the big things, is that incredible emotional feeling, heightened and increased in quality of visuals, and then just the feeling of the game itself is, is dramatically different to last year.
This is football. FIFA 15. Feel the game.
Hi there, viewer. We're going to have plenty more on FIFA 15, and I can dub Nick Channon during the subscribe now bit. All I'm asking is you press the button at the bottom. That thing, the big text. If you've subscribed already, well, thank you. But yeah, you should subscribe now.